this is part 3 of the Southwest Conference of Mayors 2026 legislative program. The articles here that I'm reading to you are the items that we need either addressed or fixed for 2026. These are the biggest items on the agenda that are going to affect the communities the worst. So here, we need to recognize the ability of all municipalities to govern themselves, regardless of the population. Removing the distinction between home rule and non-home rule would eliminate the barriers of non-home rule authority, giving all municipalities crucial local control. Right now, the control is dispersed through population. Well, our area has a smaller population, but a very large commercial and businesses. We have very few empty storefronts. So we have a lot of economics, but we can't make the changes and adjust to the rules every time the state comes up with something new. We can't make adjustments on our end to either make up or at least somewhat satisfy the money that's taken away. By not having that ability cripples even the smaller towns that have way less population and way less commerce. They get affected the worst. And that's why we're seeing towns out east looking as desolate as they are, is because there's absolutely no way for them to function and stay ahead of the game. We need to support preserving tax increment finance districts, our TIFs, as an economic development tool for municipalities while not imposing any further restrictions on the use of the TIF districts. I'm just going to let that one speak for itself. We can go on for hours on the TIF, but as long as they keep handcuffing everybody with it and changing the stipulations as they go along, it's going to be really hard for people to use that money in their towns where it's needed the most. And we also need to support the programs and policies which provide funding for various transportation and infrastructure projects. The SCM urges the General Assembly to work with stakeholders, including local government officials, in the decision-making process to ensure all necessary and critical mass transportation needs are met. These are the finer points of what needs to be addressed. These are the things that have been affecting us since last season, and now everything's in the forefront. We're seeing this every day. We've already seen in the state address what they're going to take away from this list already, and now we need to come up with an idea on how to either prevent it. And if we have to give things away and give it back to the state has to give something back too. It's got to be a give and take. It can't be just take. So if you're going to take another 0.25% off of our local funding, then we should be able to get something back. Don't offer us grants, which they do now. We can put in a grant and get new streetlights for our town. They told us that we're good for it. Say it's $12 million, but don't call us for 2 more years. You can't have the money. So they okayed our grant. They earmarked it in the budget for this season, but we got 2 years till we can even see the money. Why is that? So it's earmarked in the budget. I think the Illinois Constitution says they can't touch that money legally. But I don't think there's any verbiage anywhere that says they can't do what they want with the money they make on the interest. And that's why they're holding that money back. That's why every one of these towns' infrastructure, especially on the south side of Chicago, are weak and in much dire need of this infrastructure money. And they keep holding it, and when they do give it, they trickle it in a little bit at a time. I would like to know where that money is and why it takes 2 years. We were told if we did a project right now and all the paperwork sent in properly, it would be a 12 to 14 month processing time. What takes a year to process one stack of prints for a walkway? And then after that year, we would have to wait 2 additional years for the money. Well, if you know how grants work, we have to give a budget of what the material is going to cost, what the labor is going to cost, and any other little thing that we're doing. 2 years from now, you know that number is going to be nothing but higher. So now we got to do it all again. But that money's earmarked, it's there, but we can't touch it. So instead of paying it now while you should, They would rather wait 2 years and pay more on it and take more money out of the general fund. Make me understand that.